Hello and welcome to this week's episode. I am Kim. This is Kim's Wellness Space, and you are very welcome. Make sure I've got my teeth in today. Okay, so this week's episode is called Plantbased September. If you listened to last week's episode, I gave you a really thorough whole picture description of why we went plant-based, how it has affected our lives, why we continue, why I believe it is amazing, and I want to ensure that everybody eats the most amount of fruit and vegetables that make sense to them in their life. And at the end of last week's episode, I mean, if you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend you go back and listen. There's loads of info in there. But if you haven't listened to it yet, at the end of the episode, I did tell you that I'm running this group coaching called Plantbased September, which starts in September. It actually starts on the 2nd of September. And I thought it would be a good idea to actually have a whole podcast about it, because it's quite a lot to say. And, you know, you can only say so much in an email. You can only say so much on an Instagram story or a post. And here I have this platform, and it's a good way for me to just chat away to you and let you know all the good info. So I want to start by explaining how I got to having this group coaching program. So basically, about 4 years ago, I think it was, a friend of mine just messaged me out of the blue and was like, "Hey Kim, I am quite inspired by what you're doing. I love the way you eat. It seems to be working really well for you. And I'm really interested, but I don't really know how to start or what to do. I travel quite a lot. I think it's going to be quite difficult. Is there any chance that you can help me?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, no problem." So we pinged messages backwards and forwards to each other, and I gave her as much information as I possibly could, that things that I felt tripped me up when I started, because I didn't have anybody telling me. Like, I was reading books, I was watching videos, I was learning as much as I could, but I didn't have anybody right next to me where I could be like, "How do you do this?" Or "Is this plant-based?" Or "Does that work?" Or, and we have these questions, don't we? And if we don't have anyone to ask, of course we can find the information, but it takes us a bit longer. It's a bit of a slower process. And she went off. She isn't completely plant-based, but she absolutely increased the amount of fruit and vegetables in her life. And really, the meat and plant-based products are a very small percentage of what she eats on her day-to-day, which is amazing. And, she got all the benefits from that she was looking for. So that's great. I'm really happy for her. And then I got chatting to somebody else, and I was saying, "Oh yeah, I handed all this information over and it was really good." And she was like, "Oh, I actually am really interested in that. Can you help me?" So I was like, "Yeah, of course." So you can see a pattern. It's happened a few times. It happened to a family member. And then all of a sudden I was like, actually, there is obviously a need for this. Like, even though there is so much information out there for us, there's obviously a need for a little bit more of a personal touch. So I put together this one-to-one coaching, because by now I was an accountability coach, and I get how important accountability is. I know that is the missing piece. It's especially, like, we're not going to talk about accountability too much today, but I would just like to say that, especially if you're losing weight or if you're trying to hit a certain goal, accountability is the bit that you are missing. If you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's not working, it's because you haven't got good accountability. And I did my accountability training with Nikki Gundy, and she is the founder of the On Track accountability method, and it works every single time. And it's not complicated, but it absolutely works. And so if you're listening to this thinking, what do I need? You need accountability. You need me. Anyway, let's get back to plants. So I set this up so that it was a one-to-one coaching, so that I could be there, I could help, I could inform, I could share, I could support, I could keep accountable. And it's worked really, really well. Like every single person, oh, excuse me, every single person that I have worked with, whether it was for free or whether they paid me money, like it's worked. And it has met them at the level that they are, and has taken them to the level that they want to be. And the important bit for me in this, with like everything that I do, is that after 4 weeks, you have enough information and enough tools to then keep going. Obviously, if you're a person that really likes community and needs a bit of extra accountability, of course I'm here and I will help you more. That is not a problem. But I want to leave you at the end of 4 weeks with enough information that you can then go out into your life and just keep going. You don't need anything else. You will then have enough to work it out for yourself. I guess that is what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of this is food. So it's down to personal taste. Like I could tell you what to eat, but your taste buds will be different to mine for 2 reasons. First of all, you're not me. So you're not going to like what I like. You might be a really sweet tooth person. I'm a very savory person. That's just one example. But also, I have been plant-based for 5 years and you are just starting. That means our taste buds are very, very different. And it sounds like I'm talking nonsense, but once you stop eating animal products and over-processed food and start eating whole foods, all of a sudden you can taste the food. You kind of have to do it to appreciate it. It sounds a bit... If you have ever been a smoker, you'll completely understand that statement, because when you are a smoker, you think that you can taste what you're eating and drinking. And then when you stop smoking for a good amount of time and are now a non-smoker, you can taste food. If you have been a smoker, you will know what I mean. And this is exactly the same. As soon as you stop eating over-processed food and animal products, your food tastes different and your taste buds taste different. And actually, while I'm saying that and I'm thinking about it, I'm sure that's why people go on a journey with tofu, because every single person I know, myself included, go, tofu is disgusting. I don't know how anyone can eat that. Oh, I'm going to try it again. Maybe I'm not cooking it right. Oh, actually, it's not so bad this time. Oh my God, I absolutely love tofu. Oh, I could just eat it raw. And that's if you're in the I can't eat tofu, it's disgusting camp. I completely understand and I get why you're saying that, because I was exactly that person. I'm not sure that I would actually eat it raw, but I have got an absolutely magic marinade that I put on tofu now. And then, I mean, I love tofu. I can't, it's weird, but I think it's weird in a good way. But I do think that because our taste buds change so much, I mean, obviously you're learning how to cook things and you're learning how it works. And tofu is a journey. But I think, you know, the fact that our taste buds are changing does have a massive impact on why we can go from being a tofu hater to a tofu lover. It's just one example, but yeah. Anyway, enough about tofu. We don't have to eat tofu in the first 4 weeks unless we want to. So what I would say is, how does this work? So as a group coaching experience, Plantbased September will start like this. We will have a group coaching starting up Zoom call, whatever you want to call it. We'll have a Zoom call before we even get going on the Monday morning. So on the Sunday night, we'll have a Zoom call together. You don't have to join live. Like if you want to join live, amazing. And obviously then you can ask questions, can't you? Because you're there live in the room with me. But you don't have to join live. There will always be a replay. Like I don't do those Zooms where you have to be there and then they disappear. So that's not what I'm about. So we will have a group call. I'll explain to you in detail what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And I was going to say what's expected of you, but really that's up to you, how much you put into this, isn't it? Like you make your rules, not me. And then on a Monday, for 4 weeks, you'll get an email, and each email will build on the last one. So there'll be advice, there'll be pointers to watch out for, there'll be recipe and food information. There will never be a recipe, or there will never be a what's the word I'm looking for? There will never be a meal plan, because I'm not going to tell you what to eat, but there will be suggestions. So if you're thinking, oh God, I don't know what to do for breakfast, there'll be a list of breakfasts so that you can start yourself off. You can get an idea. You can, you have a starting place. There'll be, a few pitfall things to watch out for, like, things like, what's a good example? Oh, a really good example is barbecue sauce. Now, if you're someone that likes barbecue sauce, all barbecue sauces are different. Some barbecue sauces have fish in them. So, if you're going to say to me, well, I really want to do this, but the only way, but maybe barbecue sauce wasn't actually a very good idea, but I'm going to stay with it. If you're someone that's going to say to me, I really want to do this, Kim, but I'm not very good at eating vegetables, so the only way I can eat vegetables is if I put barbecue sauce on them, and this is my favorite brand, and it does have fish in it, but it's my favorite brand, and I'm not going to eat the vegetables without this, then my answer to you is put that barbecue sauce on those vegetables, because it's the vegetables that are doing you good. There's only a tiny bit of fish in the barbecue sauce. If you are someone who wants to absolutely go all in 100%, and some of us are like that and some of us aren't, there's no judgment here, but if you are someone that's like that, then you need to know that some of the barbecue sauces have fish. You will become an expert ingredients label reader. I'm just going to say that now. Like, you think you won't, but you will, and you'll think that it doesn't matter, and you'll know that's plant-based, that isn't, but you won't. They put milk and random animal products in all sorts of things that you just don't expect to find. So yeah, make sure, if you're someone that has to have reading glasses, make sure when you go to the supermarket, you've got your reading glasses with you, because you are going to want to read those ingredients labels, and you are going to get really good at it. So yeah, so we start with the Zoom call. Then you get on a Monday, you get an email from me, and each email builds on the last. And this is a 4-week group program. So it's not massively long. It's not going to take loads of your time. So you've got one call at the beginning of the month. Then on a Monday morning, you'll get an email to read through. And then it's entirely up to you how much you change or don't change in that week. The other thing that you get is a community. So there will be a community space where all of the people that are on the group will be in, so that you can keep each other accountable. You can share your finds. You can share what's working. You can share the things that you're doing. I will be in that group, so I will be able to cheer you. I will be able to answer your questions. I'll be able to give you support and inspiration if you get stuck. That bit, the community accountability bit, is priceless, because that is the bit that will make you feel safe. It will make you feel that you can ask the questions that you want to ask. You're going to be with people that are like-minded, because let me tell you, if you are someone that loves a good steak dinner now, and you come on Plant-Based September because you want to come 100% plant-based, you are going to get asked a lot of questions by people that are still steak eaters that don't get what you're doing. And it's fine. They don't have to understand it, and they don't have to get it. But it can be quite challenging when you're changing to something new, when you've got people saying, I don't know what you're doing that for. What are you eating that weird food for? Why are you not eating meat anymore? Well, what about your protein level? Oh, you're going to be deficient in protein. Oh, you've probably not got enough vitamin. Like, literally, I've heard it all, and I probably still will, because people don't stop, do they? But that's about them. If you want to do this for you, if you want to do this for your health, it's absolutely worth doing. And having this accountable community is where the magic will happen, because that will keep you going. If you're going to a family dinner and you've got to negotiate other people's opinions that are going to make you feel uncomfortable, or you've just come back from that family dinner and you're like, oh my God, that was hard work. Like, the community will be there to help you, to support you, to build you up, to celebrate you, to remind you of why you're doing it. And so that is super, super important. That's probably the most important part out of all of the group coaching, is that accountability and community support. It really is amazing. So that's how it works. That's what you get. But also, don't forget, you're going to get all the health benefits. So your body is going to love it. Your brain is going to love it. Your muscles are going to be happy. Your skin, your hair, your nails, your energy levels are going to go up. You're not going to be feeling bloated anymore. You're going to be sleeping so much better. You're going to be annoying people by telling them how much fruit and vegetable you're eating and how fantastic it feels. You're going to be labeled being that weird vegan, but you're going to be super happy so you don't care. Like, you get all of that. I'm so excited about this. I cannot tell you. I love the fact that I can open this world up for people, and that they can find the level that they want, and they can do it at that level. I'm not telling you have to be 100% plant-based. I'm not even telling you have to have meat-free days. I just want you to eat more fruit and veg generally. So if at the moment your breakfast is a bowl of porridge, then I hope that by the time we get to the end of the 4 weeks, that bowl of porridge now has plant-based milk in it, and it's got bananas on it, and it's got, berries on it and seeds. And I want you to be thoroughly enjoying all the food. You will never, ever go hungry. You will eat more food doing this than you are eating now, and you will lose weight. You just will. And it all works because of calorie density. And I will explain that very thoroughly as well. So you will have all of that knowledge. So that's it, really. In 4 weeks, you will go from being someone who doesn't really have that much knowledge to being someone that has practiced it for 4 weeks, who has had accountability and community supporting you and cheering you on. You will have all of that knowledge in the emails, the tools to keep you going. And then you can go off and away, and you will feel absolutely fabulous. I mean, well, I don't think there's anything else more to say. It sounds exciting. I'm so excited for you. So it's starting right at the beginning of September. If you are as excited as I am about this now, there's information in the show notes, or come over to Instagram, talk to me. Let's get you signed up for this amazing group coaching so that you can feel superb. Don't wait for veganuary in January. Start right now. Let's go. Plant-based September is the way forward. Thank you so much for listening today, and I will speak to you very, very soon.